Hey everyone, today I'm here to do a discussion video about Fangirl by Rowell. Now I'm choosing to do a discussion because I feel that there are already so many reviews out there that honestly probably do the book better justice than I could. And at this point I feel that most people who want to read the book have already, so I'd rather just have a spoiler-filled discussion and not have to worry about saying something that might give away the plot. So all spoiler warnings going out there, it's in the title too, so if you haven't read this book and you still clicked on this video, I will say that I don't normally read YA contemporary and I really enjoyed this one, so I think it's worth checking out. For me, it's well worth the hype. And that's all I'm going to say. If you haven't read it, shoo, get out of here so I can talk spoilers and not spoil anything for anyone, so shoo. Okay, so hopefully it's only people who've actually read the book at this point. So go ahead and make any kind of comments in the comment section. We don't need to keep this spoiler free. So first off, I want to say that I read this as an audiobook. I know most people actually read the physical book first. If you're considering rereading the book, I would definitely recommend picking up the audiobook. I thought it was super well done. I love the voice that did Kath. And also there was a British man doing the voices for Simon Snow, and I thought that was really well done. Personally, I was not the hugest fan of the Simon Snow story. I'm not a huge fan of the story within a story being used as a device. I did think that it was very well done in this one. I like that the Simon Snow story typically, was reflective of what Kath was going through or what she was thinking or experiencing, so it was interesting that way, but it was just at times overdone. Like when she was talking to Levi, the more I became interested in Kath's story, the less I wanted to hear about Simon Snow because I just wanted to get to the good parts. And if I had been reading the physical book, at least I could have skimmed over those parts, but when you're listening to it, you don't have that much control other than fast forwarding blindly, so you don't really know how long it's going to go on for, and there isn't really a way to speed up the narrator's voice. But that was honestly, I say, my number one, my small little complaint about this book. And I don't mean to be negative, because honestly everything else I loved about this book. I really related to Kath. I don't consider myself to be socially anxious like her by any means. Like, she has clear issues socializing. But I think I'm often characterized as a very shy person. Obviously, as a booktuber, I think anyone who's involved in the booktube community can really relate to her love of fan fiction. Because here we all are basically having this online discussion about the books we love, and we aren't necessarily sharing that with people in the outside world. So I really identified with this community that she has online that doesn't necessarily translate into the rest of her life. And also, her college experience in many ways reminded me of my own, because I didn't party that much compared to most of my classmates. I do feel that I really related to her. A lot of books about college and even high school talk about drinking and house parties, and that just wasn't my experience. I was pretty low-key, so I like that it actually related a lot more to my experience. And the other part that really sold me on this was Kath's family as a whole, because it was complicated and messy, and without getting too personal, it really reminded me of parts of my own personal story. Again, I don't want to go into full details, but I was really impressed that they introduced the mom and this parent figure who, left them and disappointed them. And I kept waiting the whole story. I was like, oh great, there's going to be this beautiful redemption where she makes some apology and it somehow makes up for the 20 years she missed. And that didn't happen, and that was when I got really impressed, because when Ren was in the hospital I was like, oh great, she's going to be there for Ren and suddenly everything will be okay. In every other book and movie and TV show, there's the absent parent and they make one gesture and everything's resolved and the past just dissolves away. And I love that Rowell didn't paint her story with this perfect brush, because it's relatable and it's honest and that's real life. So I was blown away that she went there. I wish the story came out when I was younger, because man, would I have loved to have read this in high school. Everything about this book just hit a chord with me, and I think anyone who has an imperfect family will really relate to this book. In terms of Levi, I thought he was super sweet. He was a good love interest. I like that he wasn't perfect looking, but I thought it was incredibly sweet, and I did like that it wasn't insta love as everyone calls it, but kind of a slow romance that started over time and was very well grounded in friendship, and I thought was very honest and believable. The only thing, and it's not even a criticism, but listening to this as an audiobook, you really get to hear how much Kath at the end is like biting his ear and like is licking him or something, and like honestly it starts to sound pretty, I don't know, Kath is like a horny girl, so it was a little awkward to actually be listening to someone reading that to you. I don't think I would have noticed it quite so much reading it. That girl has pent up energy. In terms of the ending of the book, I was really pleased with how she wrapped things up. I like that there was some happy endings, some reasonable closure on most fronts, and I'm also happy that Kath was able to get a happy ending even without her mother swooping in and basically having this great redemption. Because that's, again, reality. Like, oh, this book hit home. I was like, oh, I wish I could give this to my, like, 16-year-old self. Maybe it would have given me a different perspective growing up. That's about all my rambling discussion-like thoughts. Just love to hear below, what did you think of this book? I really adored it. I just found it such a fantastic read, and honestly gave me a bit of a book hangover. And it was just gave me a little bit of trouble figuring out what to read next. Yesterday, pretty much I spent the whole day picking up books and putting them down and trying to read other things, and I was just so frustrated that this book was done and I just wanted more. So I ended up picking up Eleanor and Park by Rowell, and I've started reading this one, and it's really good. Adultish Books, Jenny over there told me, or shouted at me on Goodreads, that I had to read this one next. So I'm gonna keep working on this one. It's really good so far. I really like Rowell's writing, and I hope a lot of people are saying this is even better than Fangirl, so I'm really excited to check it out. So that's it for me. Please put down all your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what you thought of it, what you liked, what you didn't, and continue the discussion down there. Thanks everyone. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.